Until the day I max my lifts and say, that's it. It's not physically possible for me to lift more weight. I'll never blame my genetics, i.e. my levers, for not being a good enough weightlifter. Growing up, I played as many sports as I possibly could, from swimming and diving to karate and even track and field. In high school, I played football, basketball, and lacrosse, and I ended up getting a scholarship to play lacrosse at the University of Vermont. After graduating, I continued training at a CrossFit gym. There, I fell in love with this crazy sport called weightlifting. Weightlifting was freedom for me. I finally had something that was entirely in my control. The weight of my snatch and clean and jerk was a result of my efforts and my efforts only. I had played team sports where the possibility of success was sometimes legitimately out of my hands. In weightlifting, I was free to train whenever and however I wanted. The caveat of this was that I had no place complaining about my outcome because it was based solely on the work that I put in. At the outset of my training, it was pretty apparent to me that I was taller and longer than most lifters. But I never said, if my levers were shorter, I could be better. This statement would assume me knowing the absolute outcome of my training, therefore assuming a definitive maximal potential. Back to my original statement, that I'll blame my genetics for the reason I can't lift heavier weight when I've essentially maxed out my training. This to me is a paradoxical statement because I believe that this day will never come. Because success for me has been and always will be to make the best of what I have. I have yet to do that, and from what I've stated before, I never will. This means that by showing any sort of improvement, I am, in my mind, successful. There was this article I read that was written by Spencer Arnold, a previously nationally competitive weightlifter, called Tall Lifters, Not Y'all Lifters. Other than the fact that it had a catchy title, what he said really resonated with me. He explained that being a tall lifter for his weight class provided him with a challenge that he used as a launch point for his tireless effort to improve his lifting ability. He knew he needed to squat more, and he also knew he needed to get his knees out of the way of the bar faster. In one of my favorite documentaries called It Might Get Loud, Jack White talks about using really odd plastic guitars purposefully because he lives for the challenge of it. Adding, if you want it easy, buy a new Les Paul or Stratocaster. These little blurbs have stuck with me throughout my lifting career. So when someone says, you have bad levers, to me, my retort is, compared to what? Someone elite? Yeah, no shit. I really think far too often people look at what their genetics are before they look at what their training is. They look at what they're given before they look at what they've created. If I can deadlift 260 kilos, have yet to squat 200 kilos, and can't stand up a racked clean at 155 kilos, what does that say about my training or leverages? That I need to squat more, not go curse my mom and dad for giving me these goddamn giraffe femurs.